Good day, this is Ray. Today is Saturday, June 28, 2025. For me, another day of learning and growing. Hope that you, your family, friends, loved ones are doing well and staying safe. So, want to go ahead and get this posted. It's actually 6:21. I'm going to be picking up groceries here in a little while. But I wanted to give you a progress update of my consumer debt payoff journey for the year. And we're 6 months into the year, about to end the second quarter, rolling into the third quarter. And here is my progress report. So on the screen, I'm going to post the big picture. I'm not going to talk too much about it. Just essentially how I got to this point. But May 2019, diagnosed with lupus. June 2020, I started paying off a huge amount of consumer debt. May 2021, I learned how to budget. December 2021, became a homeowner. January 2024 was when I paid off half of the original consumer debt. So let's just go ahead and take a look at month-to-month progress. I started off the year, my debt was $44,991.55. January I paid off $1156.91. February I paid off $1061.85. March paid off $1048.86. April paid $1062.72. May $1047.68. And this month in June I paid $10,000. Yeah, I wish. $1,061.39. Total amount paid off for the year is $6,439.41. So how does that compare to last year, year to date? This same time last year I paid off $6,660.63. Again, this year I paid off $6,439.41. I'm behind by $221.22 for the pace from last year, and that's perfectly fine. Nothing wrong with that, because I'm trying to pay off my personal loan this year, so my focus is strictly that. And being behind the pace from last year, no big deal. I just wanted to have this to keep in mind as to where I came from, and making sure that I'm at least being consistent with my debt pay down. Next year it's going to look a lot different. So my emergency fund is fully funded. I'm sorry, my baby emergency fund. It's not a full emergency fund. Enough to cover roughly three to 4 months of income loss and to cover all expenses. So the amount that I had paid towards my debt last month was $1,171.71. My debt decreased by $1,061.39. So the interest accrual for this month, $110.32. By the end of the month. So not bad. I wish it was zero, but at least it's not too much to deal with. Sorry, just a little bit tired. And moving on to my personal loan update. So at the beginning of the year, I had committed to paying off my last personal loan, and my progress has been steady. So June, I began the month at $5,775. Minimum payment was $428.97. I made an additional payment of $442.74. Total amount paid towards that loan was $871.71, and it decreased by $825. So next month I began at $49.50. I've been on pace. I've been, making sure that I stick to this goal, because once I pay off this personal loan, it's going to free up more of that income to be able to pay off ultimately my student loan. Now, normally I would show like the difference between my 2020 debt and my debt now, but I actually want to do a slide that I normally do at the end. I'm gonna do this right now. So my debt as of June 2020 was $115,041.89. I paid off a total of $76,049.75. My consumer debt as of today is $38,552.42, which means I paid off approximately 66% of the original debt. That yields where I'm at, and looking back at my month to month, I've paid consistently around $1,000, $1,100, just say, each month, and I am happy with that. I still have a little ways to go. Yes, I'm at $38,552.14, but I'm not at that beginning number, $115,041.89. Yeah, it's a long journey for me, and that's fine. I see some videos where people paying off their debt within 1 to 2 years. They have some very high debt, and they're able to do certain things that I'm not able to do, like sell big ticket items. I don't have a lot of big ticket items except for this home. And if I were to sell it, that would definitely wipe out probably the rest of my debt if I chose to do it that way, and then I can rebuild enough money to put another down payment on a home. Probably would actually wipe out my debt, and then I would have a substantial amount to put towards the next home if I so choose. But that's neither here nor there. So going back to the chart that I had mentioned previously, actually before I even get to that, I want to show you what my percentages are, my debt percentages are. Personal loan comprises of 13% of my total debt, and a student loan is 87% of the debt. So that's the bulk of it. I won't need this chart once I pay off the personal loan, because 100% of my debt would be just student loans. I could show probably a progress chart, percentage-wise, of what my student loan is when it comes to paying that off. But that's another chart that I'll build for a later date. Okay, so looking back all the way from the beginning, what did my debt look like? As you can see, my non-mortgage or consumer debt was at $115,041.89, which is a combination of medical debt, credit card debt, debts on installment, loans, which included personal loans, 401k loans, and student loans. Now, my debt looks completely different. Medical debt, credit card debt, debt on installment, auto loan, 401k loan, 0. Personal loan, $49.50. Student loan, $33,602.14. And my total debt as of this morning, $38,552.14. Yeah, so that's it. What do I anticipate for the rest of the year? Try to keep the same pace to pay off the student loan. I mean, personal loan. My personal loan is now less than $5,000. I started off the year, it was $9,900. So I've definitely been sticking to this goal. I don't have a lot of extra expenses or anything like that. Besides my home and my bills and medical debt. I did have the challenge of that unexpected assessment. For my property. It's like $1,640. I had to pay that. Once I got over that hurdle, I've gotten back on track. Things are still a little bit tight, but ultimately I think I'm in an okay position. We'll have to be making more income to be able to pay this debt down a little bit faster, but here is where I am, and I'm okay with that. Okay, so hopefully that wasn't too sloppy. But if you made it this far, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications to know when I post more videos. You can find me at youtube.com/@nightinmybudget. As always, thank you for watching. See you in July.